goodness.
We haven't changed.
No, no. I mean, we all look like each other. I don't know how good that is. I'm in for it being good.
We all look like each other. We have that similar family look.
Yeah.
Judd.
Yeah. So are we expecting another brother or two or?
No, they
Launch?
never answered. So we'll just go ahead and I'll just say, yeah, I had told Dave that as soon as I finished the book, I would send it to him. And then I was noticing that I was chickening out and that I needed to keep my word. So a couple of weeks ago, I sent it to him and I got this call today.
Yeah. It was, I was reading, I think it was chapter 10, if I'm not mistaken.
No, chapter 9.
Chapter 9, yes, about how the two sets of parents got together, and what amazing stories and beautiful people and fascinating time that they grew up in. You know, we were talking about your mother's sister who didn't marry till what, she was 40 or something, or did she ever?
Nancy, she married at 40, yeah, 41 maybe.
And everywhere she went,
kids.
Yeah, everywhere she went, she had to answer that. She knew the question was in their minds if it wasn't on their tongues. How's it going, Nancy? Anything you'd like to talk about, Nancy? Anyway, so yeah, I really liked it. I like the spirit of all the people that you had identified, and the way you portrayed them was great.
Thanks. And then Dave said, I have a story for you that you may not know.
Yeah, so let's see. Was that oh yes, okay. So in the summer of 73, I married my first wife, and we lived together as man and wife for a year and a half. So it was not to be, but Uncle Bart and Aunt Louise flew out to California and they attended the wedding. And it was just a small group of people that they were, it was a, what would I say? Middle class, very middle class, lower middle class operation that they had. And there was Uncle Bart looking his usual great, except he was weak. And, you know, you could see that he was a little different, but he always had that carriage, the way he carried himself. And he came for the wedding. And I was just so happy and so impressed. So, yeah. I was going to tell you, go ahead.
You know, he died in 74, so he was pretty far along the process. If he was there in the summer of 73, he didn't even live a year longer than that.
Right. And he looked at
And Dave just said that there he was on this back porch with that dry wit. He just said his sense of humor.
Yeah, he always had that. There was another time that this speaks to your mother. I called to talk to her for some reason, and I could hear Bart yowling in the back. And, you know, I mean, he's just screaming and he's swearing and everything. And she's saying, Uncle Bart's having a bad day, you know, and I could just hear this in the background. You know, I don't know what was going on, but I can just imagine, because the way you described the pain he was going through and how she dealt with it, you know, every day. But yeah, I could hear him there, and he was just not happy, out of his mind, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it was, towards the end. But that he usually had, Dave said he just carried himself with nobility.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, you know, my father always talked about his dignity. He said, Bart never complains. And we all know he's sick, but we have never talked to him about it. And he did not want to burden anybody with what he was going through. Except Louise. He got it all.
He got it all.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dave. I think that's why I had to write the book too. I think as a witness to it.
Yeah.
My mother, I think I was vulnerable, and yeah.
Well, being vulnerable is something that we need to learn to be. It doesn't come easy. It's
Right.
usually unwanted, but it's the only way to be, right?
Yeah.
That's it. It's not to be weak per se, or not to be having to have things go a certain way, but just being vulnerable to life, because I think that's what makes us who we are, is what we've had to become vulnerable to.
That's very wise. That's
Yeah,
very.
well, somebody wiser than I has talked a lot about it, and I watch her. I don't know what's her name?
Brene
Bria?
Brown.
Yeah, Brene Brown.
Yeah,
She's great.
she is. She's really great, and I
Yeah.
think it is the key for all of us to. It does. It ends up making us what we are, and making for a great story, and
Yeah, the story is beautiful. I love the way you go back and forth too. Just as we're just going to climb this next hill, and where are you going to be, and how are you going to feel, and then we're back to the family thing, and it's going along in parallel, and it's really great, and it keeps both sides of the story interesting, to keep moving back and forth and keep your audience kind of going with you. Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
thank you. And we
Yeah.
really
So am I.
haven't been with. Yeah, thank you, Dan. He was contributed, as did his wife Bonnie. They've been very supportive. And we haven't been with Dave since Virginia passed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
late June.
We haven't been with anybody. It's COVID time.
That's what Rob's doing. He's getting his shot today.
Yeah, we had our final shot yesterday, and Robin's out with it. And I felt a little funky this morning, but I'm feeling pretty good now. So I didn't get quite hit as hard as she did. But we're real. How about you guys? Are you shot up, or did you say, Carly, you just had one, or a shot?
Rob's getting his, and Dan has had two. Dan has had two.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
He's two. And I got COVID, so I'm not eligible for another month.
Oh,
They
I didn't
asked you
know.
to wait a full 90 days.
How was that?
It kicked my butt. What can I say? It was, well, and I'm alone, so I got terribly ill and then had to take care of myself because nobody obviously could come in.
Right.
So, but the losing your sense of taste and your sense of smell, I've come to realize they're the elixir of life.
Yeah.
Because they give you an appetite. So it was hard because I wasn't eating, for weeks, and I knew I needed to get better. So.
And did you have a caregiver, a doctor or anything, or were you just cutting it out?
I just went, and it wasn't that severe. It was just, nothing with my lungs. I think I would have had to go.
Right.
Fortunately, I do yoga. There was nothing with my lungs, but you just slept. I slept an awful lot of fatigue, and then I had congestion. So, but I'm glad that's over. I'm fully recovered, and we're on our way. The lights at the end of the tunnel. Well, thank you so much.
Dan, Dan, are you still working?
Still am, part-time. Yep.
And you're a counselor, as I remember.
Hospice chaplain. Still doing.
Yeah, okay. Hospice chaplain.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you're living in Leavenworth?
Leavenworth, Washington.
Yeah, I've one of my favorite hikes ever is into the Enchantment Lakes above you there.
That's right. That's beautiful up there.
They are that peak called Prusik Peak is absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that place.
Yeah.
It was absolutely. And then there is full of mountain goats.
Yep. Yeah. Those now you have to get a pass to go there, and you probably, it would take a year. Yeah.
We did then. This is about 5 years ago.
Yeah. Great.
And
Yeah,
how
well, now
many
you
times did you climb Rainier, Dave?
3 times.
3 times. You climbed
Yeah,
Mount Rainier 3
yeah,
times.
Wow,
yeah,
that's fantastic.
yeah, yeah. It was just, basically it was character building because
Yeah.
I don't, I took a mountaineering class and I passed it and everything, and we learned about knots and all this stuff. But tying a knot when you're freezing and your crampons are slipping on the ice and you're having to figure all that stuff out, I never was very good at. I never got the knots. If you don't know the knots, better just call it a day. So I thought the character building.
Uh,
And how many times have you done Rainier, Dan?
I've 0. I've never climbed Rainier.
Never climbed Rainier.
Never.
Okay. I did it.
No,
I climbed
climbed Baker last year.
You climbed what?
Mount Baker, which is
Oh.
another volcano to the north.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, we did a lot of
Which one?
backpacking up there.
Say that again.
We did a lot of backpacking up there in Mount Baker Wilderness. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you were right on the at the base of